Hi guys, my name is Janita, and in today's thought for the week we're going to be talking about self-control. But before we start, I've got two definitions of self-control that I would like to share with you guys. First off, self-control is defined as the ability to manage your actions, feelings and emotions. The second definition says that self-control is defined as the ability to not show your feelings or not to do the things that your feelings make you want to do. And honestly, when I read through these definitions, I thought to myself, that seems pretty hard or almost impossible. And honestly, I don't think I know anybody who was always in control of their feelings and emotions. Of course, some people are better at self-control than others, but either way, I bet everybody has lost their self-control at some point of their life. I personally really struggle with self-control, whether that's in the small things like buying a large coffee, even though I know that theoretically a small coffee would be enough, but also in the bigger things. I remember that every time when I was upset by something, hurt, or when I was annoyed at somebody else, whether that was because of school or because of my parents, I always used to let it out on my bigger brother because he was always there right next to me. And most of the times, he didn't do anything wrong, but it was just so easy to let my emotions out, to let me feel all my feelings, and just let it out on my brother, ignore him, or just snap at him. But that was not fair and it wasn't nice of me, and I'm not proud of doing it because I've hurt my brother and our relationship with doing so. And I really wish that I could just go back in time and undo the things that I've done to him and said to him. So keeping your self-control can prevent you from hurting others and also hurting yourself. But there's also another positive result that can come out of keeping your self-control that I would like to share with you guys. In 1972, there was an experiment called the marshmallow experiment. And it went more or less like this. A child was sitting in a room by themselves with a marshmallow in front of them. And an instructor came in and said, if you can resist eating this marshmallow, if you can keep your self-control for 15 minutes, then if I come back and that marshmallow has not been eaten, you will get a second one. Obviously, as we know kids, that wasn't that easy. The kids were super impatient. They were jumping on their chair, getting closer to the marshmallow, but taking back again because they know that they will get a second marshmallow if they don't eat it. But in the end, most of the kids actually ate this first marshmallow and didn't wait for the second one. But that's not where the study ends. It actually goes on for another 40 years. It follows the kids on their journey. And it turns out that those kids that didn't eat the first marshmallows, that kept their self-control and waited until the 15 minutes were over, were generally more successful in their lives and in the things that they were doing. And that's quite cool to think that self-control can actually bring you successes in life. Of course, self-control is nothing that we're just born with. It's nothing that you either have or don't have. It's an ability like every other ability that you can grow in and that you can develop and that you can get better at. But in the end, even if you're at a certain age and you're still struggling with keeping your self-control like I do, that is completely fine. Because we are no machines, we are not robots that are supposed to function perfectly. We're humans and we just make mistakes, and that's normal. And that's actually also good because if we make mistakes, then we can learn from these mistakes and we can grow as a person in our character. We can also always pray in a situation when we're about to lose self-control. I think it's so good to remind ourselves that God will always be there for us and that we can always come to Him when we're about to lose self-control and that we can always turn to Him. So I want to end this thought for the week with a question for you guys. When did you ever lose self-control?